What was that first moment you realized that I want to become a pilot? So, how did your parents react and how did you actually convince them?
You see, in today's age, even an MBA needs money. Everywhere money is required, and there's a big difference in pre-COVID and post-COVID India.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to yet another podcast on your favorite channel, High Sky. And I'm actually very thrilled today because for the first time in High Sky podcast series, which we are doing for a very long time, we have our first female guest with us. And today's guest is someone whose journey proves that when you refuse to give up, the universe has no choice but to open a path for you. She fought society's comments like too much money on girls' education. She worked 12 hours, shifts, studied in trains, buses, washrooms, and she only had 600 rupees left at the time of her airline entrance exams. But she had a very big dream. And when you have a dream bigger than your circumstances, then you always find a way. And with that dream, she didn't just pass, she topped India and gained a scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, I highly welcome today's guest, Captain Ankita, and she's working for India's leading airline, Indigo. And and it is also a reminder that faith, grit, and relentless self-belief can rewrite destiny. So I welcome Captain Ankita on board. Hi,
Hi
ma'am. How are
everyone.
you?
Hi Laksh.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. Awesome, ma'am. And sitting with you, I mean, talking about your journey is already making me a lot exciting. It's my pleasure to have sharing a word with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. And good work. Yeah, you're getting all the experts in the industry to talk so that the freshers would not have those problems which we had in our times. So it's amazing that you're keeping up with the latest trends.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, uh, for the viewers who don't know who Captain Ankita is, she's a captain in Indigo Airlines, as I mentioned earlier. And also, if anyone wants to get in know about the story, then I will share her Instagram link. You can just directly go there and you will find the story over there. For the first question I have, ma'am, for you, what was that first moment you realized that I want to become a pilot? And where did that dream actually came from?
So, if you remember, during old times, there used to be a show on Nat Geo called Mission Udan. It used to be by Air Force, Indian Air Force. They used to go select people from a lot of rural places, cities in India, and they used to give them a fair chance to, if they can have a flying career. As a kid, I was only allowed to watch Nat Geo. I was not allowed to watch cartoons, so I've only watched that show. And that's from that place, from that show, began my dream to become a pilot. But I was very unsure, and even I expressed this desire to everyone. Everyone said, "No, no, 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 you to can't become pilot because I have specs. Right now, I'm wearing lenses." So during those times, there was no Instagram, there was no YouTube, there was no way to cross check. And in that show, they did show, of course, that the eyesight requirement is very strict. But that was with respect to Indian Air Force, not the civil aviation part. So I left that dream there only. I thought, okay, no, I have specs and I might not be able to do it. So I gave up that dream. So, but the seed for that dream was from that show.
Okay. And okay, ma'am, when you told your parents that I want to become a commercial pilot, and when you told about flying from US, and the cost was around 25 lakhs at that time. So how did your parents react, and how did you actually convince them that I actually want to do this dream? Because parents spending this much amount of money over something which actually it's very less informative at that time. So
Yeah.
how did you actually convince your parents?
So my father had always dreamt about making me a doctor because he comes from medicine pharmacy field,
Okay.
and he had plans accordingly. And secondly, I was good at a lot of things like science and maths was good and arts was also good. So my parents did give me the liberty to choose at that time. But then I realized I initially after this option of becoming a pilot got cancelled because everyone told me you have specs, you cannot become a pilot. I wanted to become a painter or artist or something. I wanted to join JJ School of Arts because my drawing was extremely nice and I was pretty good at it. But then my father told me that nobody's going to give you 2 rupees also for this paintings, what you're making. Nobody is going to give 2 rupees also. You better use your science brains and do something. Then I was still confused because if you remember during those times, CAT and CET exams were introduced.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
I think within 1 hour or half an hour, you have to answer 180 questions and all that. I would realize this is not my cup of tea. I don't want to uh,
Mhm.
uh, be at a this time testing situation and just keep on answering and get into the negative marking. And at that time, I found it very pressurizing. So my mom took me to an education fair. There I went and sat on every from shoe designing to marketing to MBA to aviation. I sat everywhere, and that's where Carver Aviation had a stall. They had a fixed base simulator there. And there was one flying school ex-captain who was managing the flying school at that time, and he said he also told my parents that no, she can definitely fly. In civil aviation, specs is definitely allowed. It is in Indian Air Force that they have some specs and eyesight requirement. So they also had this idea that okay, she had this dream, but they were very against because it's a nobody in my family has been into aviation.
Mhm.
And I think in India or anywhere, if you do something out of the box, no, people will try to stop you. And it
Yes,
starts from
that's the
our
thing.
own home because not because they don't want parents or friends don't want to see you succeed or something, but it's just that everyone's scared of the new because they don't know.
Mhm.
My father told me that tomorrow, if you get into mess in aviation, I will not be able to save you there. That's it. That's the reason I want you to be in a field where I can save my daughter if something happens. So it took a lot of time, 2 years of convincing my father. Then they thought, okay, medically, चलो specs का तो हो गया और कहीं medically unfit हो गई तो what will you do? So after 10th, I did my medicals. I took very rational steps. Whenever you dream of something, I've realized, yes, it's good to dream big. It's good, but you have to be practical also. Like in aviation, if we are medically unfit, our license, we can't exercise the benefits our license. So after 10th, I did my medicals, and only once I was sure I was medically fit, then it took a 2 years of good convincing of my all those capabilities I used to convince my parents. And finally, they agreed because if you see in today's age, even an MBA needs money. Everywhere money is required, and there's a big difference in pre-COVID and post-COVID India. Pre-COVID, there still used to be scholarships, opportunities, and all. But post-COVID, no one's giving you anything for free. Like you have to work hard, you have to take loans. The competition is as much as into 10 times more because everyone is more aware, everything is more available online. So it is difficult if you do something new, but I think after a while, parents also every parent will say yes to their kid because once you
Yes.
realize the investment is there everywhere. Even if you become a dentist, even if you become a doctor, even if you become an engineer, at that time money is not required. But if you leave India to study abroad, you're still paying the cost. So that's how I gave my parents a lot of examples and convinced.
Yeah. Even the medical thing actually scared me for a very long time.
Yeah.
When I decided to become a pilot, so actually I I was obese. I was in category obese. I'm of
Oh
35, 35, 36. So I had to reduce a lot of weight, like 30 kgs I have to reduce just to be
wow,
under normal
really?
BMI.
My
Because
God. Hats off to you
so
then.
yeah,
You because it's very difficult. Even getting off
it's
reduction
difficult,
of
yes.
50 kgs, I am finding it difficult. I can't imagine the amount of hard work you must have put in.
Yeah. So I thought of like I have to put in the work in order to make that dream actually lively. Uh, so yeah, it took me a good amount of months and good amount of hard work. Like 1 year it took me to reduce that weight, and then
Oh,
I
that's
cleared my
actually
class one.
nice. That's a big achievement, you know,
Yes,
especially in
yes.
Indian culture where every month there is some festival and our love
Yes,
language
ma'am.
is food.
Yeah. So sometime it happened to me like in winters, shadi seasons comes in, right?
Yeah.
So I used to go to weddings and I didn't eat anything at weddings. So I
Wow.
had spent that time as well. So just to clear those medicals, I had a lot of fear about medicals, but
Right.
now it's okay. Now I'm healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's
Yeah.
lovely. I see your fitness workout videos, and I thought to myself, good when you start flying and your food and sleep cycle gets disturbed.
Mm.
Because you're used to being disciplined now.
Yes.
Once your sleep cycle and everything gets hectic, it will be an easier transition for you. Otherwise, I was not used to monitoring my food, my eating habits a lot because metabolism was quite good. But after six,
Mm.
7 years of flying, you start realizing the effects your flying has
The
on your
effects of
body.
yes.
And you realize you have to be a lot more disciplined on layovers, especially when you see the hotel buffets laid out. All the yummy food is
Yes.
there, 10 desserts are there in front of you. So it's
Mm.
difficult, but it's good that you're disciplined from now itself.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, Well, anyways, let's move to the next question.
Yeah.
So, in your story, I heard relatives telling your family that you have already spent too much of money on a girl's education, like once you were done with your CPL from US. So how did that made you feel, and how was I mean, reaction of your family towards, I mean, spending that much money, and like for 2 years you were not able to get land a job, right? So how did that made you feel?
So my immediate family was very supportive, but they also had their questions that, if we have spent so much, then why there is no job? Why are you not clearing exams? Or why you are not getting those opportunities? Because the normal notion is, okay, if you have done engineering, you get placed. If you have done MBBS, you get placed. If you have done BSc bachelor's, you get an internship or something you get. After spending so, why are you not getting it? And not only relatives, people in the society, in the building also will question, hey, why are you not getting this and that? So that adds fuel to the fire. Even if your parents are patient, the hammering is so much, then you start worrying like, why is it actually not happening? And because of this, actually, I started my graduation that I didn't want to stay home and keep thinking about it. Because when you're not doing any work, no, you keep thinking about it. Even if there is a
Hmm.
vacancy, even if I will say, okay, in 3 months, Indigo is going to, or Jet Airways or Go Air is going to come up with a vacancy. If you will study 8, 10 hours, but rest of the day you will keep thinking, will I clear it? Will I clear it? What if I don't clear it? So that sucks out the energy, the productive energy what you have into something which is not controllable. So that's the reason I decided that, okay, I am not getting a job, market is not good right now. I will step into the field. What if maybe I don't have contacts in the industry, but I will make my own path in the industry. So I was very tired of listening to all the questions because I did not have answers for it. But one thing I knew that I want to channelize my energy somewhere else rather than um not being able to answer. I was feeling helpless at that time, so I wanted
Hmm.
that sense of accomplishment that I am doing something. So that's the reason I started with BSc aviation, and I started giving interviews. I actually wanted to be a flight dispatcher, but I realized that that is another path altogether. You have to get a license for it. You can't just go to an airline and tell them I want to be a dispatcher. So the easiest available job right next to this option was to become a cabin crew, and the cabin crew vacancies used to keep coming. So I started giving interviews for that. So sometimes you can't stop they say no, you can't stop the waves coming at you. You have to learn to
Hmm.
ride the waves and surf along. So I couldn't stop the questions coming along because they were right in their place. But I learned to, distance myself and become productive instead of get
Hmm.
that talks making me tensed or worried or something.
Yes, 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 of course. And I think many CPL holders, including me, are going through this phase right now because we know, the guys in the industry know that it takes time. But
Yeah,
the society, they have no idea. They
yeah,
just want to like, "Eh, देखो ये करके आ गया इसको कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है."
yeah.
It's just
And
like they
we are
say
so
like that only.
hyper, as a society, we are so impatient. There are
Hmm.
so many reels on Instagram also. Just as the plane lands, everyone stands up. There is a queue to get down. There is a
Yeah,
queue to
I
pick
mean,
your bag. There is a queue every. Why are we so impatient? Aram say you
yeah.
sit down, relax, and get down without pushing each other. So that hyperness is still there. That anxiety or queue. I don't know what it is.
Exactly, ma'am. And also, in being in aviation, had taught me a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's I have known myself too much now, and I know it's like patience will lead me somewhere which I want to go. Because
Of
if
course,
I
yes.
be, yes, ma'am. And also coming on to becoming a cabin crew now.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, like you did your CPL, and within 2 years there were no vacancies, and you decided to become a cabin crew at that time because, as you said, you have to channelize that energy because being alone, it's actually not good. It's very
Yeah.
harmful for your health. So, how did that actually convince you or even your family that now I want to become a cabin crew? And the main question is, I mean, how did you convince yourself to take that path of cabin crew? Because becoming a pilot and becoming a cabin crew is different.
Yeah.
So how did you convince yourself?
My life is a testimony that it's an example for me also. I also learned about the life during this time only. Sometimes you don't have an option. My only stress was okay, I can't get a job, but I can start repaying and help my father to repay the loan what he has taken for me. Now, I did not, when you don't
Hmm.
have an option, you can't like convince yourself. Like, I don't have an option. How do I realize I just have to jump into it.
Hmm.
And I did not tell my parents. My parents would never have approved initially of that I want to become a cabin crew or something like that. Although I knew if I'm working they will not say anything to me, that way they were not biased. And I had learned this lesson in US. If you see, once the kid is 18 years old, they are kicked out of the house. They are told that you will learn and earn on your own. And I realized in US that no work is big or small. Like the Ankita which went to US, before going to US, if you would have asked that Ankita would have said, I don't even pick up a glass in my house. So
Hmm.
why will I pick up trays for people? But going to US, in our country, a lot of parents have that inhibition कि अरे बच्चा बाहर चला जाएगा तो बिगड़ जाएगा. But there are a lot of things you learn also when you go out, like independence, and no work is small or big. You will see there a university topper in the morning, and that same topper in the evening is sweeping floors in McD. If you
Hmm.
are earning, you get the same respect, be whatever work you're doing. So I think that changed in me a lot of things. I became more humble towards any kind of work you're doing. And I started actually, so my main concern was to help my father repay the loans. So I actually started giving interviews for Qatar Airways because I realized the salary would be much higher so that
Hmm.
I can repay the loan in a better way there. But you know, like I said, it's a testimony that you'd never give up. I went to Qatar for like 4, 5 interviews,
Yeah.
and I used to fail every time. All the 4 times I've failed. First time, maybe somebody told me in the group discussion, you spoke a lot, you speak less. So the next time I went, I spoke less. Then somebody told me you do this. I listened to everyone, I did everything, but I still failed. And then, actually, I think all these failures for Qatar Airways prepared me to clear Jet Airways. When I went to a cabin crew interview there, I could
Hmm.
actually see that, going there at the previous interviews and failing 4, 5 times made me a more smarter, braver person, made me better at communications. and all they wanted to see is how you are reacting under pressure. If you are under pressure because of delays or some passenger requirement, are you keeping your calm? Are you able to speak fluently? So all those failures in a way prepared me for Jet. And when I was not clearing for Qatar and all, I started applying for Goer. I even applied for Goer, but they didn't call me because they wanted someone taller than 5'3". I'm 5'3". They wanted somebody more taller. So eventually I got through Jet. So this was an example for me also. I learned my lessons there that if you keep trying, 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 eventually you will end up where you are meant to be, and you will be qualified at that time when you get through. Maybe before that you are not, you feel you're qualified, but maybe you're not that qualified or confident
Hmm.
for that job at that time.
Yes. That's actually very amazing. Like you said, failing will always make you grow because there is growth in failure if you learn
Yes,
from it, right?
definitely. And
And
rejection, I believe that, rejection is a redirection. Actually, I started telling my mind this, that I'm getting rejected for something better. And look at it, like had I joined as Jet Airways in those times and paid all the type rating cost, and imagine the airline shutting down in 2 years.
mm,
So always the rejections are redirections and God's way of protecting yourself, like from something which our minds are not taught. This angle also I've developed it from spirituality. Like if we fail at something, if our flight gets missed, something, sometimes people, or even I would have felt that why my flight, oh God, my flight got missed. Yeah, but you never know, God is protecting you from something maybe.
mm. No, actually, that happens. That has happened to me before in my CPL training.
Okay.
Like sometimes the weather was not that good.
Yeah.
Uh, I tell you a story. So, what happened was the visibility was not that good, but it was good to do a VFR flight. So I instructor gave me a sign out to just go and make your hours. So I
Right.
went there, and the visibility got very bad, very
Oh,
bad. And then I approached uh, my aerodrome to land. I have to land, so I wasn't able to locate that aerodrome because I was in my initial stages,
okay.
and I wasn't that aware about the boundary and all of that.
Right.
So that day, I realized it's better to have patience in your seatbelt training
Oh,
because
yeah.
that was the time I actually feared in the cockpit because I didn't know what to do now. Then the
Yeah.
tower controlled me, they gave me radars, and just when I landed.
Right.
That
Right.
moment, I still remember that moment, and from that day onwards, I make like, okay, if I don't want to pressurize some instructor just to make my hours, just to fast forward
Exactly.
my CPL.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he says that it's not good, I will not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
Right.
that's a
Good one.
lesson
Like,
there.
yeah, I think aviation is such an industry that it teaches you lessons during your journey about life also. And what happens, like you just mentioned, if you're not
Mm.
patient and if you're just gonna push for
Yes.
the materialistic requirements,
Mm.
you are going to end up paying in some way or the other. And this is what exactly it's going to help you once you become an airline pilot, and
Mm.
you have that pressure of departure.
Yes.
This is actually, these are like small lessons you learn for life and for your career also.
Mm. As my instructor told, it's better to cry on ground than crying in air.
Yeah, oh my God, absolutely. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yes. Yeah. So let's move on to the next question. Uh, so you became a cabin crew. You started with domestic flights, then you shifted to international as well.
Yeah.
But there was that dream of you, like, I want to fly now, and I don't want to serve anymore. I just want to become a pilot. So, like, if I want to talk to a perspective now, you have a nice job, you are international cabin crew, you are earning well, and still you want to become a pilot, which you know that it will take time, it will take money as well. It will take time, stress, patience, money, everything from me. And still, that one spark which you had at that moment, like how you convinced yourself ki now let's try to become a pilot again, or it was there from all along and you were just waiting for the right moment.
So actually, I had started enjoying that job. Jet was very good when it comes
Mm.
to salary or the international sectors, passenger profile. I honestly had started enjoying that job. But while working as cabin crew, I also came across a lot of CPL holders, and I realized that they are stuck in a cycle, they're stuck in a pattern because they've got complacent in a current profile so much that you feel whatever is going on, it's good, and just for the sake of it, then you're renewing your medicals, you're renewing your TR or whatever it is. But if you are not aware, of your own self, how you're being on labors, so if you have a higher goal, like even if tomorrow if you join an airline, okay, and you're a pilot, co-pilot, and you have to become a captain, so you can't on layovers keep enjoying on layovers, or keep sleeping on layovers. You will have to find that extra time to
Mm.
study, to clear your ATPLs, and then to clear your airline interview to become a captain, right? So I realized this thing that the layovers were also so amazing, and all the international layovers. You feel यार एक ही layover मिलता है, कौन पढ़ाई करेगा? I want to go out shopping. I want to at least, and once you go out, then there is no coming back. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I was enjoying a lot, I think. But what stuck me was, I think, I'm glad. Like again, when something doesn't work out, my RTR was expiring basically.
Okay.
It had a validity due. I did not have a lifetime one that time. That was a
Mm.
5-year RTR, and I had cleared it before going to US. So it was
Mm.
2014. 5 years had passed, and my RTR was about to lapse, and my license also 2015 was about to get lapsed. And I was not getting leaves, basically leaves approved in Jet Airways for some reason, requirement reason, or whatever it is. And then I realized, boss, I don't want to be stuck in the pattern like others are stuck. I have to compromise or sacrifice on my layovers or do something right now, so that, that example of the bow and arrow, the arrow has to come behind. And then only if once you stretch it behind, only then it will go forward. So I decided that I want to quit because I was not getting leaves. And my priority was not layovers and enjoyment. My priority was coming back to flying as a pilot. And of course, I come from a very pampered, overprotective background. So I was not good at being a cabin crew. So I had not served at my home. Like I told you, there always used to be 24
Yes.
hour maids at my place.
Mm.
So I was
Mm.
that crew who used to drop juices on passengers or, mess up something. So
Mm.
I was doing an average. I was not enjoying that because I was doing mistakes, and they were happening unintentionally, not that I was doing it purposely.
Mm.
So I decided to, quit being a cabin crew because I had to renew my RTR and my CPL. And by that time, I had collected enough money. Of course, I couldn't pay the entire loan my father had taken on a cabin crew salary. And my parents had told me, we are not spending on you anymore. If you want to renew, you renew on your own money. We are not spending money on your CPL or RTR renewal. Your quota is done for payment. Rest now you have to keep something for your brother and sister also.
Mm.
So I had collected enough money from that salary to renew my RTR and CPL. And because I did not get leaves, I did quit. But like there also I got a lot of resistance because then my parents thought that why are you leaving? And I can totally understand now the situation of the people who I told you were stuck in a cycle. I'm sure they also face the similar thing at home, that if you're earning 75, 80,000 per month and you are happy, just the same lifestyle, you get the same lifestyle. Why are you leaving it? What are you going to do? Again, be a jobless person?
Mm.
So my parents, again, I had to fight at home that no, please let me leave this job. Initially, I had to fight that, please. So I did not tell them. Once I got a selected offer letter from Jet Airways, then I told them that okay, this is what it is. I did not convince them this time because I was done convincing everyone. I was telling people by that time, I am doing this. आप देख लो जो करना है कर लो. So now again I did the
Oh.
same thing. Then I told them that see, I am leaving this job. You do whatever, I am doing whatever I feel is right. So again there was this, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? And also another concern was the transportation. So Jet Airways in those days had a rule that we will drop only till the check post. So where I stay, my city is one city outside the check post. So at night 2 o'clock, I am standing at the check post doing this, to stop the auto in uniform, in cabin crew uniform. I'm trying to stop the
Oh.
auto at night 2 o'clock. And in our country, what they think of
Mm-hmm.
standing at
Yes,
2
yes, yes.
o'clock at check post with all the auto drivers around. So I did not have safe experiences. And one
Mm-hmm.
thing my training had taught me is you have to be safe first, come what may. So a lot of things were happening, and the priority was, like I told you, renewal of licenses. So I just had to quit. Although again, the parents were not on this same agreement, same page as me.
Mm-hmm.
I always had this feeling that I will do something in my life. Like कुछ ना कुछ तो लाइफ का करके ही लूंगी मैं. ऐसे नहीं है कि
Yes, yes, yes.
things are not working out. If you are that kind of a mindset, warrior mindset, you will sort it out something.
So I can see that. I mean, that was a very bold decision, and that was your decision.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes people don't actually take a decision because it's only their decision. No one else is involving in it. If someone is involving in it, then there will be less pressure, right? But I mean, making that decision at that stage, uh, just remarkable.
I was just
Uh,
like from one
yeah.
side to another, like just surviving. But if you do the right thing, I think the universe takes care of you. You just have to do the right thing. And you might be alone in doing that. Nobody will support you at
Yes,
that time. And that is very scary also.
that is scary, man. That is a lot of scary. uh, so then after that, you shifted to ground staff now.
Yeah, yeah.
You became a ground staff. Like, how will your family react? First, you became a cabin crew, then you become a ground staff. What is happening? What do you want in life? So,
Yeah,
I mean, that much pressure, and at that moment also, you were, I mean, in mind, you know that you will become something. You will have a life which you always wanted. But sometimes you also doubt yourself.
yeah.
And when that time actually came, when you became a ground staff in order to study, in order to make time for in order to become pilot, uh, how you kept that fire engaging, that I have to study, no matter what time it is, I want to study in order to become a pilot, or no matter what else, even my family, what they think of me, I will do great. What is that spark? Like many people don't know. Many people just keep on searching ki, how can I generate that motivation?
Yeah.
So what is that thing according to you? What was
Mm,
your motivation?
I think my honestly, I was so in such a bad condition that my only uh, idea was to survive one day as it is, just survive, just do something to survive and to get through. So I knew one thing, that I want to keep working, because if I stay home, I'm going to lose out on everything and lose my mind also. So if
Hmm.
you're working, I'm a person who needs a sense of accomplishment. So, and I realize that if you keep working, then it's all sorted. Even your parents feel that my child is doing something. You feel good because you have a sense of accomplishment. And the friends and relatives, the noise around also, you show them one attention. Like I've realized people need एक chocolate दिखाते हैं ना हम बच्चे को, तो बच्चा शांत हो जाता है. वैसे कि कुछ
Yes,
लोगों
yes.
को तुम बोल दो, they need something to think on. So that was my idea, honestly. And I by that time, I got into a lot of meditation during these times, because I did not know where to go and what to do. I am not able to get along with my parents. I am not able to clear exams. I am not able to get a job. I don't know what to do. So I got into meditation at that time, and it creates a lot of self awareness to start with. People tell me that nahi hota hai meditation, thoughts keep running, so we leave it. So I'm not saying that meditation will transform your life, but it will make you self aware. A lot of people, like you said, they're not aware only. So if you're not aware of something, if you're not aware that market mein naya product hai, so how will you go and buy it? It's as simple as that. So meditation created a lot of awareness in me, and I think that helped me survive, in the sense that, like you said, everyone teased me. They told me plane to aisa take off hota, your career is going down. from
Mhm.
cockpit to cabin to ground. And
Exactly.
even when I joined in ground staff, everyone was like, cabin crew ground staff कब बनती है? I must be the only girl in India, I think, जो
Yes, I
cabin crew
think.
बन के ground
Uh-huh.
staff में आई है. So I had a tough time answering everybody, and I just told them that, my mom is sick at home. So once she is better, I'll start going on layovers. And फिर लोगों को अच्छा लगता था, हाँ बाबा हाँ ये वापस फ्लाइट के लिए जाएगी. So that was it. And I realized if I go on, I could have joined again as a cabin crew, but I realized if I go on layovers, I am not going to study. Okay. And
Mm.
even if I pull out the motivation and discipline, like you mentioned, I have realized how much ever you see the, motivation and discipline as the main factor, you equally need an environment which lets you flourish in that environment, like
Yes, yes, yes.
lets
Environment
you
matters.
grow.
Mm.
Because as a cabin crew, I'm sure you would know that rooms are given on sharing basis. So I am sharing a room with another girl. So that girl might not be a CPL holder who wants to study. She wants to enjoy, she wants to party.
Mm.
So it used to be very difficult for me because even if I will gather all the motivation and discipline, I could not study on layovers because somebody else is having a gala time. Then you are also tempted or you feel disturbed. So I used to go to study library, or I used to go to coffee shops on layovers, or I used to go to hotel lobbies to study. But I realized that I don't want this life, because when your life is constantly changing, no, you don't get that stability to focus and sit at one place and study. So I thought ground staff, being a ground staff, is a great option. I have a fixed shift. I go back home. I go back to my safe space, comfort zone, and study there, which will not which will not happen if I'm changing hotels continuously.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's how I got onto this path. And I did not tell at home that, because there's a huge difference between a cabin crew salary and ground staff salary.
Yes,
So I
Mandeep.
told my parents I'm getting the same salary as a ground staff, because if I would have told my dad the salary I'm getting, he would have told me, I will give you this money, you work from me. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
honestly, it would have been easy also for me. But then my father had a pharmacy, used to run a pharmacy medical store. And
Mm-hmm.
he would have given me, but that would have disconnected me from my goal. It would have been a comfort zone. I could have helped him expand the business, like, set up one more store maybe. But then what was the use of all the years of this work and you spend
Yes.
so much money? So you have to take decisions which are outside your comfort zone, and you will have to keep fighting it out with yourself also first, because it was not difficult. It was very difficult. Honestly, it was not easy working as a cabin crew, then coming down to ground staff, and then standing at boarding gates for 8 hours, or sitting at ticketing counters for 8, 9 hours continuously, and then go out and travel for 2, 3 hours, because I stay far from the airport, and you know how traffic in Mumbai is. So I used to fall sick often. I even doubted my this decision, because if I'm falling sick often, how am I going to clear the medicals? So, but yeah, you just hang on to that one rope what you get in such conditions.
And I think after listening to you, I think the meditation you have practiced made your mind so strong
Yeah,
that no matter what circumstances you're having right now, you know that you will figure something out.
yeah, yeah,
And I think people need something which actually makes them sense of themselves, first of all.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
as for me, exercising is something like that only.
Right, right,
Because if I don't exercise, like today, if I'll not exercise, then my mind will not work
right,
as it's
right.
working right now.
That's kind of a meditation for you.
Yes, that's kind of meditation for me. So people
Yeah,
have to figure out what actually make them believe in themselves first.
right, right. Yeah,
Society तो बात की बात है. That's
right.
हटाओ उसे.
Yeah,
First you have to make sure that whatever you have dreamed, वो achievable तो आपके दिमाग में पहले होनी चाहिए. Your
right.
brain has to figure it out first.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also working for 12 hours as a ground staff, like it takes a lot of energy, and then despite of that, energy going somewhere, and then you have to study for an airline entrance exam. I mean, that is something which I don't think so. Motivation is a factor here right now. It's something else. It's something of very high power you need to do, because
they
12
did.
hours of ground shift, and
Yeah.
then studying for your exams. It's something I think nobody cannot do it. I mean, they
That was
can, right?
nothing but my dad's pressure to get me married. That's it.
Okay, okay.
क्योंकि by that time
External
I was
factor.
26, okay? So
हाँ,
I knew if मेरा यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं होगा, तो I'm gonna be married, and after that I don't know what I will do, because by that time I had
yes.
seen the world because of Jet Airways. I had seen the world. I was traveling. I knew I love traveling. When you are aware, no, it's a very dangerous thing. That's why maybe I think society
Yeah.
does not like you being aware also. Once you
Okay.
figure out what you are and what you can get,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
you don't want to stop. And then you are
Yes.
willing to do whatever it gets, even if people will call you crazy or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
So my thing was, boss, this is my last attempt. If I don't do
Hmm.
this right now, I am going to be married, and in that I will not have a say, because my parents are already like, Abhi, we have given you time, money, everything. Now you have to listen to us once in 6 years, you know. And I think I also had this idea, and I followed this mantra for my all airline training also, that if you do easy things now, your life is going to get hard later. If you do hard things now, your life is going to become easy later. So I was like, I will do hard things now and give it my all, rather than being easy now. And then I don't know who my parents will get married me to, you know, and then everything is going to be hard. So yeah, that's what
Yes.
it is. And how meditation again here played a big factor for me, you know. That time there was this scholarship thing going on, and everybody was in the race to get a scholarship, you know. But I was in a survival mode. I knew after this thing, this is my last chance. So my aim was not that scholarship. My aim was to get employed as an airline pilot. That's it. So all the decisions I was making did not come from मेरे को scholarship चाहिए. It came from I
Hmm.
want to become an airline pilot. That's it. For this, I was willing to join some other base in the airline also. Like in Bombay, that time my airline was opening a lot of small stations all over India. So I even thought
Hmm.
that if I'm not getting time to study in Mumbai and I'm spending a lot of time traveling, why not I shift my base to Dehradun? You know, I work as a ground staff in Dehradun. So instead of 10 flights a day, I'm just doing 2 flights a day. So I was willing to do everything for knowledge and for job, not for a scholarship. Even today, when I get queries on Instagram, you know, it's about how will I get scholarship. I understand that you have money constraints, but you know that dialogue is there in Three Idiots, that आप हार्डवर्क या नॉलेज के पीछे भागो, कामयाबी तुम्हारे पीछे
हाँ, कामयाबी के, हाँ,
किसी
काबिल
को
होने के पीछे
किसी
भागो,
को भागना है, सबको
काबिल बनो।
पैसे के पीछे भागना है, इजी इजी
हम्म.
रास्ते के पीछे भागना है. So that actually helped me a lot, you know, that I was running to clear the paper. मेरा when I used to study, I did not leave anything in optional. When I cleared, you know, I don't know why we had questions in the exam regarding helicopter CG. Now I don't know why the questions came in. And the study, see, the problem is in aviation, no, there is no fixed syllabus. Like these are
Yes.
SSC books, these are Central Board books, or this is a Boeing book. It can come from anywhere and everywhere. Max to max, you can have question banks depending upon the previous papers, like we have in 10th and 12th boards. So, because my aim was to clear the exam, I did not leave anything for option. I had studied from the whatever study material I had studied the
Mm-hmm.
CG, helicopter CG questions, because my aim was to clear the exam. Now, people
Mm.
who wanted scholarship, they were just studying, okay, okay, this can come. Arey, helicopter CG will not come. Why will this come? So that's how I'm giving you an example, because it is easier to understand from my own real life example.
Mm.
I had an option of being married or study helicopter CG also. 4-10 questions extra पढ़ लो. मेरी वो रेस थी. मेरी So sometimes, you know, if you have problems at home, like I had that fear that I will be married off. It actually serves you in a good way. People who did not have any problem at home, they were not traveling, they were actually studying less than me. Because I had problems, I knew I have to work so much hard, and I was fighting hard, you know. So in a way, whatever happens, it's always for your own good.
It's actually, that's actually very true. Don't leave anything on the table. Just grab
Yeah.
it. Whatever you are. And also helicopter CG. Even I skip helicopter questions.
No, no, don't skip it because
I will not skip now. I
see, in
will.
India, even if you see for police recruitment, no, for one position, there
Yes,
are
yes.
700 people competing.
Mm-hmm.
Even for IAS, for police, or whatever it is. There, if 700 people are competing, how will they have a cutting edge over? They need to
Cutting edge,
have
yes.
some cutting edge over
Mm-hmm.
somebody, right? So I remember you had asked me the questions for the podcast. You had mentioned that what to
Yes,
advise to DGCA students or ATPL students also.
yes.
So I was
Mm.
like, I will definitely say, I can give you this writing that you people are not covering the entire syllabus. A, you are not doing the revisions. Minimum 3 times revision is necessary, you
Yes.
know.
Mm.
Otherwise, you are
Review.
also studying, I am also studying. Who will the align take? You know?
Yes. What gives you an edge over other? What makes you different? That's the thing.
Yeah, so
And
this is what is gonna make you different.
आज ही हेलीकॉप्टर सीजी पढ़ते हैं. Amazing.
Good. And you know, the meditation part, again, it comes into,
Yes.
it will increase your intuition. So
Mm.
you will feel that, you know, अरे कुछ रह गया है, कुछ रह गया है, चल जाने दे, ये भी कर लेती हूँ. I used to get
Mm-hmm.
those intuitions. No, you just do it. You just do it. Like even I couldn't explain it to anyone, my parents or friends or society, why I'm going downhill from being a cabin crew, like pilot, cabin crew, and ground staff. It was not making sense to anybody, but it was making sense to my intuition. And intuition एक ऐसी चीज है ना, if you start relying on it, तुम वो करके ही रहोगे. And that
Yes.
power meditation will give you. Otherwise, your ego mind is going to take over and you're not just going to do something different. But if you pay attention to your instinct, your sixth sense, it will make sense to you if you do it. Maybe for whatever reason, it might not make to others.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I
I
think it
think
is not propagated also in our society, you know. Nobody works in school. We are never taught to strengthen or sharpen our intuition, our awareness. Like,
yes.
I don't know why.
Yes, I think meditation actually plays a very important role here.
Yes, yes.
Just that you just get to know more about yourself. It's
It does.
whether from where you get that awareness, your unconscious self tells you that
Yeah,
this is the right path for you. There is a little voice in your head which always tells you, okay, I have to wake up early so that I can do this thing. So
yeah,
if you listen to that, then I think success is in your way.
yeah.
I think you listen to that, and I think that worked out very great. I mean,
Yeah.
like, let's move on to the next question now. So, at age 27, you gave your I mean, not first, but you gave your airline exam, entrance exam. And at that time, you had only, as mentioned in your story, you had only 600 rupees left in your bank account. And then you knew that after giving that exam, then the typewriting will come. And typewriting cost around 15, 20 lakhs. So, like, you gave the exam, and then what was your thinking towards, like, if I clear, how will I manage these funds? Where will I go to? Because as you mentioned, like, my parents were, then you are done for us now. You figure out what you want to do. So how you manage that fear? Because fear is something that will always make you lose on yourself. Like, you
Yeah,
like, nahi ho payega. It will
right.
not work out.
Yeah,
So at that fearful moments, how can someone actually convince? I'm not talking only about your life, but also to the students who have a lot of fear in this regard, because they have fear ki if I convince my parents somehow and they spend this much amount of money in my training, and after that, will I able to land a job? Will I be able to become a good child in their eyes? I mean, how to deal with that fear? Because it's only the mind talking right now. It
yeah,
doesn't it has actually not happened. The reality which you create in your mind is very worst. It's
yeah,
not good. So
yeah.
how you actually deal with that?
So you know, honestly, when I gave my last interview, I thought this is it. You know, I have poured my heart, blood, soul into it, and I've given aviation 7 years of my life. Now after this, if it's not working out, I know I will do something or the other. मैं अपने life का कुछ करके ही लूंगी. It's not rocket science. I will survive somehow. And this is, again, I'll take some spiritual angle on this. This is something,
Mm-hmm.
you call it surrender, you know.
Okay.
I am
Mm.
not saying that you give up on life. I have always propagated never give up attitude. But what all you can do is do 200% efforts, and then you surrender it to the God, because you cannot control that divine timing which is only meant for you. So I had given into, I always surrender, like even for my command interview or command training process or whatever it is, I'd given my 200% and then I leave it, because the more you try to control it, your ego mind, the fear, everything takes over, and then it doesn't happen. And then you'll be like, "देख नहीं हुआ." See, people, everyone was telling me, I was also feeling नहीं हुआ, नहीं हुआ. And then you get more anxious that when next will it happen, this and that. You're trying to control, which is something outside your control, I feel. Getting a job in aviation is not in your hands, definitely not your hands. Even if you, instead of 25 lakhs, you put in 1 crore, even if you are a cadet who is paid 1.2 crore, there are still chances you are going to be in the pipeline stuck for 2 years. Nobody can give you yes, you will
Yes.
have a job guarantee, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody can give you a guarantee that you are not going to be stuck. If you're going to be stuck, you are going to be stuck. And secondly, I think I had always had this very humble approach in my life, that if it's work, I will work. In Mumbai, Mumbai is famous for Bollywood and glamorous field and people coming from outside and making it big in Mumbai. And if you will read their interviews, you will realize that they keep working. They've never given up. People who have come from outside into Mumbai, and even if you see some actor will tell you that, oh, I've worked as where tea, so I've served tea or coffee, or like Akshay Kumar, he's taken karate classes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
So things were not working out. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to read a lot of inspiring stories, and I read that people who are at the top have reached the top doing a lot of small jobs which have taken them there as a ladder, as a stepping stone,
Okay. Yes,
If you
yes.
read any inspire, nobody has just reached the ladder just like that
Mm-hmm.
from the top.
Yeah.
Everyone has gone up from the rock bottom, they have climbed step by step.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was very clear that if I don't get to do this, I will do something else. I was good at art, I was good in maths. I will do something of my life. And one thing was sure, I need independence, and for that, you need money. If money
Mm.
is required, like it or no. So I
Yeah.
was very sure that, of course, I'll earn money, maybe with not that kind of passion, but I will do something of my life.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you need to have that approach in life, that you cannot, like, okay, if I want to become pilot, you, till the time you become a pilot, you keep doing something for yourself, because at the end, money is important in your life.
Yes, yes, actually.
Yeah.
Money plays a very big role. And the surrender you talked about is actually, as Krishna says in Mahabharata,
Yeah, exactly.
it's karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. If you
Exactly.
actually work hard towards it, don't chase. And actually, surrender can be said as you stopped chasing, you just started actually working to, like working, only
Yeah.
working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And didn't even give a thought कि होगा या नहीं होगा. उसके
Yeah.
लिए I think time ही नहीं था. You just worked and let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
And
Initially,
actually,
I
it
used
turned
to
out
fight
great.
it. Honestly, the teenager or the early
Mm.
girl in 20, Ankita, who was 21, used to fight. मैं
Mm.
सब पढ़ाई कर रही हूँ फिर भी क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, मैं पूरी पढ़ाई कर रही हूँ फिर भी क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. And then I realized, even if I study, even if I do 10 revisions, अगर नहीं होना है तो वो नहीं होगा. तो मैं क्यों, why should I boil the blood? In aviation, I have learned this also after becoming a captain. I always tell myself on the left, there will, because as a captain, it's not only about landing and takeoff, or not only
Mm.
about flight preparation, landing, takeoff, and everything's done. It's about a lot of things, and you are doing 10 things in like 10 seconds, and you have to choose your battles. So I always tell myself, I'm here to burn fuel, I'm not here to burn my blood. So whenever something happens, I think of it, मैं यहाँ पे खून जलाने आई हूँ या तेल जलाने आई हूँ.
Mhm.
तो ओके, आई विल नॉट फाइट ओवर
Nice.
दिस. मैं यहाँ अपना खून नहीं जलाऊंगी. मैं यहाँ
Yes.
पे फ्यूल बर्न करूंगी, एंड आई विल गो बैक होम. दैट्स माय जॉब. So it's no use boiling your blood sometimes or a lot of things, you have to choose your battles.
You have to choose your path. You actually have to choose what pain you want in life,
Yeah,
like becoming a pilot. I
definitely.
mean, and you have
But
to
then you
carry
have to
that
be
pain
willing
within
to
you.
work, like very rightly pointed out. Like I was willing to work as a crew, ground staff. Isko kuch bhi lage, I am willing to work. There were people who, my friends told me, Arey, my parents would have never allowed me to do a watchman's job. My parents would not have never have allowed me to do a waiter's job, which my parents were very supportive. And I think I get that from my parents that they were okay as long as you're doing something, you're working something. It's okay. No, for my parents also, they were not very upset over why are you becoming a cabin crew. It's not a status. It was not a status symbol for them.
Hmm.
Ground staff or a cabin crew. They were happy. If I am working, they were happy. That way, I was sorted at
Yes,
home. And I think I get that from my parents. A lot of times, parents only don't support. Even if kid is
yes,
willing
yes.
to do some job, they'll be like, "Arey, why are you doing this? Nobody in our family has done this. Why are you doing? Isme to you're getting only 10,000, 15,000. Nobody does this. Sit at home. Usse acha." So then what is it? When your kid is working, you are not supporting. If your not kid is not
Uh,
working, so
when you're saying things to him,
yeah,
yeah. Actually, that's very important. Having a parent support gives you an edge.
yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. And yes, ma'am. And on that, let's move to the next question. And after giving that exam, when you topped that exam in India, you got a scholarship. How did that actually made you feel like, oh my God, never imagined ये हो जाएगा.
I was definitely not prepared to receive it. Like I told you, I got the scholarship because I was not competing for scholarship. I was competing for
Mm-hmm.
excellence. I was competing for
Yes.
passing the exam. So उसके चक्कर में
Hmm.
top कर गई मैं, I think. And imagine for 7 years somebody is fighting and failing and working. So I remember I was passing on the load and trim. I was on the keyboard and my friend came and told me, I opened up the mail. She had also come to see and she read the mail along with me and I was like, हाँ ठीक है मुझे load and trim pass करना है पहले. So my whole system was on so much of autopilot mode, that it came as a shock. I didn't want to register it only. I was like, let me pass the load and trim first. Okay, fine. And then after a while, when I digested it,
Yeah.
then I was like, suddenly now, what do I do? What do I chase now? What do I fight? And then there's nothing to fight now. Everything's done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything's done.
So, but I mean, then manually take over करते हैं बोलते हैं ना, take over manually. I had to take all
Hmm.
my system manually because on autopilot for 7 years I was just struggling, justifying, and I was used to not getting something. And now when I'm getting something, I'm getting so much that I'm not able to digest it only. Then slowly things started proceeding, and then even I will tell you honestly, when I showed the result to my dad and I told them that 75% scholarship is going to be there, and he said in today's date, nobody gives even 1 rupees for free. You are being
Hmm.
fooled. Okay, this is a
Ah.
fake letter. What you have got? Just go
Array.
check. So even my family was not used to this. यहाँ पे from not struggling to get a job to getting a job plus getting secured in a way to help your training also was a big thing. And they thought, no, this is a false, some company is scamming you or somebody is
Hmm.
fooled you. So I then again I went on to check the logos, everything is correct, the address is right or no. But then I took, I think, at
Yeah.
least 3, 4 months to actually let that feeling sink in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think that moment your life went from idle to toga.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Nice. Okay, now let's come to some more questions. Few of questions are left. What mindset separates a good pilot from a remarkable pilot, according to you?
See, I'll give you an example. Otherwise, the adjectives you can get from ChatGPT also.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of when I started flying as a first officer, I used to feel doing a landing, takeoff, and doing the flight safely is all what makes a good pilot, remarkable pilot. It's all the same. I used to feel. But imagine you're going for a flight. You're doing If you're released, obviously you're doing takeoff, landing safely, and you are qualified to fly the aircraft safely. But what if today you're going to Vadodara, from Bombay to Vadodara, okay? And Vadodara is closed till 6:30 in the morning, and you have not checked this. To maintain on-time departure, you have departed from Mumbai at 5:30, and somehow because of tailwinds or whatever fuel calculation, direct routing, early mornings, there's no traffic. You
Hmm.
have reached Vadodara at 6 o'clock, 6:10. So now 20 minutes you're going to hold there because you did not check the watch hours. If you would
Hmm.
have checked the watch hours, you would have either maintained, not departed early, or maintained on time departure and then not taken a direct routing, or you would have done something, right? And now it's not about fuel saving for profit. Now I'm going to hold over Vadodara till Vadodara airport opens at 6:30, and I'm going to burn all the fuel, which will help me in case of an emergency if something happens, right?
Hmm.
If something happens while going to land on the runway, early morning, if there is a dog on the runway, or if there is a thunderstorm on the runway, I will have to do a go around. In that go around, I would have used that fuel, but now I'm burning all the fuel. Of course, we take fuel with all the calculations, but it is always better to have extra height, extra power, extra fuel in your hand if you're flying. So this is what separates a good pilot and a remarkable pilot. As a remarkable pilot, you will have checked that watch hours, the small details. You would anticipate that, okay, I will not take a direct routing because what will I do? Go there and hold. Like you said, it's better to be cry on ground rather than crying in air.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
rather delay, maybe upset passengers a little bit on ground by not departing late,
Hmm.
but I'm not burning the fuel which will save us in time of emergency. What if the weather goes? So the policy is two go arounds because of weather, and you divert. Okay, so in those times, that fuel is going to be of a lot of help. So these are small things. I see a lot of pilots don't want to be pilot monitoring. They all want to do takeoff and landings and fly. But
Hmm.
if something happens, of course, you are also going to be asked, what were you doing? Why did you not help the pilot flying? Were you doing?
Hmm.
So there is a big difference between monitoring and active monitoring. So that's the
Uh,
difference between a good pilot and a
hmm.
remarkable pilot.
Okay.
So there are a lot of words which will give you definition and ideas, but
Hmm.
doing that, actually practicing that, is very different. And I think for that, you need a lot of awareness and good communication. If you are hesitant, or if you're not scared to talk, or if you're not attentive only, if you're not aware, how will you do active monitoring? Four sectors in a day. I understand you are tired. People are like, as a pilot monitoring, might be tired, but that in aviation cannot be an excuse. For
Hmm.
there is a very minute difference between monitoring and active monitoring. Every second matters. So that's what separates a good pilot and a remarkable pilot in these small ways.
Being ahead of the aircraft, being situationally aware
Yeah,
about the
situationally aware and
surroundings. Yes.
being
Hmm.
able to accommodate everything in that 1 second, in that 1 second of decision making. Landing, takeoff,
Yes.
you have been doing as a student pilot also. That doesn't
Hmm.
sum up to be a remarkable pilot.
It's a constant learning
Yeah,
and making just being aware, I
yeah,
think, for of your surroundings and also being ahead of the aircraft
right.
as of. Hmm. That's actually good. Uh, Also, let's move on to the next question. La- I think you have answered this, but I would say it again. Say, how do you stay calm in high pressure work environments? Like you have become a captain, you have a responsibility for the whole aircraft. Something goes wrong, people will ask you. How do you stay calm? How do you stay calm, basically?
I think right from the day you decide to become a pilot and take that first flight in your flying school, your training starts. You would also agree that
Yes.
even in your training, you would have times when some other aircraft has come close to you, or some other
Hmm.
weather situation has come up.
Yes. Hmm.
So I think pilot training is such that it teaches you. It teaches you eventually
Okay.
that if you don't stay calm, things are going to worsen more. So
Hmm.
Over the period of time you develop this, I feel if you're training good, if you're studying, you will develop that calm, and if you don't, you will be forced to develop that calm. Because if you're not calm in aviation, things are not going to work out. And once you are online flying, you realize that multitasking gets into your muscle memory. So once it
Hmm.
gets into your muscle memory, of course, initially, even when you join an airline, you will feel, okay, I've done practiced all the flows, I know everything. But when you sit on that right seat for the first time, you
Hmm.
will forget everything.
Yeah.
And when you get up, you oh shit, I did practice this at home. Why was, I not remembering this? You will fumble on the RT also. But that's
Hmm.
how you learn. And then you will have a trainer who will teach you, who will guide you, who will help you. And then eventually you will be pro, you will be the expert on that seat. The same person
Mhm.
who, forgot everything for the first time on that seat. I
Actually,
think
this happens.
experience
Hmm.
matters.
Hmm.
Over the period of time, you grow as a person, you grow as a pilot, and then you learn to stay calm.
Uh, Actually, forgetting the flows happens in my when I went for my type rating. So I used to practice. I used to do chair flying and all. But once I sit in the cockpit for the
Yeah.
first time, I go, "Bhai, क्या है
Yeah, yeah,
ये?"
yeah. You suddenly feel this is new.
Yes,
What is this?
it's
And
very
then
new.
you are not able to
Very,
recollect everything.
it's very weird feeling. अब करना
Yeah,
पड़ेगा. So
yeah,
actually,
yeah. And imagine now this
mm,
happening on on
mm,
on actual aircraft with
actual
passengers
aircraft,
loading.
yes. Mm.
So you learn to pick up, but that's why
You learn to pick up, yes.
the system is such that your training is there. You have trainers, then you have checks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they make sure that you learn the game
Right
entire. Then only
procedures,
you'll be.
yes. Nice. Okay, ma'am. That being said, let's move on to the next question. Uh, Now, if you could speak to that 27-year-old Ankita who had only 600 rupees with her and no idea what will life bring her, what what will you tell her? Or rather say, if you want to speak to the Ankita who was doing ground staff, who didn't have idea that she will be in a position which we are in right now, what will you say to them?
I think I'll tell her that, I know you're tired listening and answering to people and everyone, justifying your actions to everyone, but it's okay, and you're going to succeed because at that time you still feel when you don't have a job, no, you still that 10 how much ever you're trying, you're confident that 30% is in inner voice is still there, that what if
Yes,
doesn't
what
happen.
if? What if it doesn't work out?
And somehow even though my parents were supportive at that time, because their only aim was that you keep working, but the
Mhm.
amount of questions people who are around you throw, I was just tired of answering them. Like, because as a society, we are used to a pattern. And when somebody comes and breaks that pattern, no, it's a big cost that person is also
Yes,
paying. I have paid a big cost to break that pattern. Of course, that has benefited me also, but the amount of energy and explanations and the whys you have to answer was way too much. And I feel I'm a very calculative person. I feel I would have utilized that energy somewhere else. I could have done much better, you know.
much
So
better.
if it's this much of energy I have and this much I'm spending on the job, this much energy I'm spending to explain people, to fight the situation externally, if that was not there, I would have this much of energy again altogether to do something else also in life or whatever it is. So, and honestly, now when I had a job and I think of it, the 7 years of struggle, no, it doesn't, that stress of not having a job for 7 years, it doesn't go. Because now after having a job, COVID taught us all that it's actually good to have a second hustle. Everybody has
Hmm.
realized that. A lot of my colleagues from Jet Airways left aviation because they realize aviation is a very dynamic field. Sometimes
Dynamic.
you might not
Mm-hmm.
have a salary if travel industry goes down. If robotic pilots come tomorrow after 20 years, we
Hmm.
are going to lose our jobs. So it's
Hmm.
always good to have a second hustle. But honestly, if you tell me start a second hustle, you are financially stable, I can get a loan also. I feel that, oh my God, I don't want to go through that cycle again, that cycle of, failures, because it was so intense for me. And I was the only
Yes.
one fighting. I don't want to do anything new. I was in that phase after getting a job, because I used to feel again I'm going to struggle, again I have to give explanations, again those ups and downs. And I don't know when that will end, that struggle will end. What if this also takes 7 years again? I don't want to pay a price. I am rather happy this way. I am earning, I'm roaming the world, I'm financially stable. Why should I take a extra stress? Had I been somebody who just had 1 year of struggle, do you think I would have approached this idea of second side hustle this way? No. I would have said, oh, Laksh, come on, let's start some side hustle. Let's do some partnership. Come on. But now I'm hesitant, because
Okay.
that 7 years of struggle, it somehow stays with you, and
Mm.
it did affect my confidence also,
Mm.
because in
Mm.
my batch I had people who have just recently flown. I had to start again from approach plates. Imagine you're sitting in a class and you're trying to figure out where is missed approach procedure on the approach plate, because you did it 7 years back, and you have somebody who's 21-year-old with you and who's saying, oh, this is the DH and MDA for, I found everything. Next question. And I'm like, sir, wait, please wait, not next question. I have question ही नहीं समझा अभी तक. People have already given answers. So it
Mm.
did affect my confidence, all that time period which went away. So yeah, that's what I will tell that Ankita, that it's okay. You will hang in there
Figure it
and you
out.
will have your confidence and everything back on track.
Nice. Amazing. And what about confidence? I mean, a lot of students actually have like confidence issues.
Yeah,
They're not able to be confident in their decisions, right? I mean, I actually get many queries
right.
how to stay confident in this field.
And
Mm.
I think in our industry, even if you're confident, if you're not getting a job or something or the other,
Mm.
even if you develop that confidence, it comes down immediately, because
Yes, it comes down.
there's no like on paper you're not able to justify that, why it's not happening, or why I'm not getting a job, or why that landing did not happen properly. We are in a profession where every flight is different. Like even if I'm doing a line flight, my every landing is not same, every takeoff is not same,
Mm.
every time departure, like every time I'm not departing on time.
Mm.
So a lot of things keep happening, and then the confidence also plays a big role in this.
Yeah. His confidence actually plays a big role in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay, according to you, what should every aspiring pilot stop doing right now in order to become a good pilot? What is that? Stop doing it right now. What is it?
Stop taking a lot of stress and stop listening to everybody, because I understand we are spending so much. It's a high risk profession, but we have a tendency to take on a lot of stress, to overthink. So I
Yes.
think channelizing that overthinking energy into doing something productive is what is required, because those 2 years when I was sitting at home, I was just listening and overthinking and getting stressed out. I could have done
Mm.
something better or more productive. And when you listen and waste that energy in gossips and listening to people, again, I say that you have very less energy to be productive for yourself or your family. If your mind is empty, you will get a lot of new ideas. But if your mind is only worried, will I get a job? Will I pass DGC exam? Will I be a good airline pilot? Will I get leaves? So it's not helping. Aviation is all about action. If you see something on the runway not going out, you have to do a go around, right? If you don't do a go around, will you keep thinking, should I do it or no? Should I do what will happen if I don't do it? What will happen after I do it? Where will I do? What will I have? We don't have an option. So I have learned this from aviation, that you just take action. Take
Take
action in a
action.
right way with right intentions, which I don't see people are doing. People are worried about some other things only. Like,
Hmm.
oh, somebody is saying jobs are not there, somebody is saying money is needed, somebody is saying this is there. So, okay, listen to people, but you take actions in a right on the right path with the right intention.
Stop listening, start doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, the channelizing of energy is very important because nowadays, not nowadays, from quite a while, when I feel myself that I'm unable to study or unable to work on the thing which I want to because I'm stressing about some things, I just go outside and I just go for a run. And
yeah,
that's the best way which I found myself
right.
because it's even better. Like if I'm not able to put in the work, then I'm putting it somewhere else rather than overthinking and letting myself down.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like,
very much agree on this.
hmm,
That, a lot of people for DGC exams also miss out on those exams by 69 marks. Like
uh,
one mark, and you feel very
mm,
bad. 3 months you studied and you've lost. But I tell them, please go out and party, please have a break. Don't study for 5, 6 days, go on a trip. Like for
mm,
you it's run, for you
mm.
it's
Yes,
exercise, for
yes.
me it's travel.
Mm,
So I had a tough time clearing med.
okay.
So I realize if I'm taking break, if I'm traveling, I come back as more productive person rather than, oh no, 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 I have to study now, I'll not take any breaks. And then I'm doing more time pass sitting at home,
Mm.
you know?
It just flip the switch. It just reset. Your whole
Yeah,
body resets after
absolutely.
some time, and
Absolutely.
you're on the fire and you're on the go.
Right. Yeah.
That actually thing works.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Nice. Yeah. So, what should every aspiring police start doing?
Depends on what stage you are on, but I think
Mm,
you start relying on don't rely on one thing. I mean, like, see,
okay.
if you're studying for a DGC exam, because
Mm,
again, that boils down to thing that in aviation there is no specific syllabus. So you
mm,
can get questions from anywhere. So start studying from all the aspects, not to just clear the exam. I want to clear the exam. You know, start studying because you want to do better when you are sitting on that seat. You want to perform better. And when you do that, you will not leave this question as an option, or something as, okay, I'll study it later. You will do 2, 3 times revision. You will revise. You will perform better if you prepare better.
mm,
So prepare better. Like if you're not clearing, I understand luck is also a factor many times. But start preparing better rather than saying, exam was difficult. They put questions like this. They were, mean to me, or they did not want to hire pilots. They did this to me. The instructor,
mm,
put a suddenly he put some emergency. He is doing it for your betterment. You know, if somebody is telling you something, it's for your betterment. So I feel that it's a very dynamic field, and the only way to get through this is a better preparation. So, if you're not getting something, you need to work on yourself, because that is the only way you will get ahead.
work on yourself. That is actually the, I
Yeah, yeah. And
mean,
there is
that
always
is the
room
number
for that.
one.
How much
Mm.
ever you feel that,
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
there is always some room left.
Mm. There's always some rule left. And if you stop, I mean, if you stop learning, now you will never grow. And if you
Yeah,
have a feeling like, I know this, you will never grow.
yeah.
Like, yeah, learning every day will make you where you want to be in life. And I think you are an example too for that. Now let's come on to the last question. So, ma'am, uh, what is the mindset or a line which carried you through your toughest years, which you want to share to the audience which has made this far of the video? What is that one line or what is that thing which you want to share? Ki, I mean, the viewers can carry them. I mean, once they switch off the video, they will have this thing with them. What is that thing?
I would say two lines. When the
Okay.
going gets tough, the tough get going. And second is, there's always a way. There is always a way. When people tell me it's not working out, I'm not able to do this, or it's not working out, there is always a way if you are aware and willing to do it. For example, okay, you want to clear DGC exams and you have opted out for a classes. And you're going to the class, the classes have taught you, they have given you a question bank, you're not able to clear it. So what will be your approach? Okay, no, some people will say I'm not able to clear, I'll start, but they will keep studying the same thing. But you like I've always mentioned that awareness is a big thing. And if you're not clearing on this syllabus, try talking to your friends, try asking them from notes, try taking notes from other classes or ask help from mentors. So there is always a way. You cannot say that I'm not able to do something. If you are willing to go out and speak up and ask for help, maybe one or two people will not help you, third person will help you. But there is always a way, and help comes from unimaginable ways. I will tell you from my own example. When I had just joined my airline, they had come up with a vacancy, and I was on the same path that I'm studying from the same books. I'm not growing, I'm not able to clear. And one thing I knew that I want to, maybe I am lacking somewhere. I need some more information, more study material. And I went to my ground staff manager to tell him that, I need some more time because definitely what I'm studying is not working out. I will need some more time to go out and find out what extra study material I can get to be of my help. And you won't imagine, he connected me to an ex ground staff who was into flight ops by then. And he told me she has cleared the exams, through the internal policy. I will give you her number. She was working under me only as a ground staff, and I'll connect her to you, and she will guide you for the exam. So imagine, like I would not have imagined that somehow God will connect me to somebody who has cleared the exam on the same route, and she helped me more than my friends would have helped me. You know, from whom I was expecting that they would help me or they will give me some notes. So if you ask, universe will give you help from unimaginable ways, but you have to ask for that. You can't be saying अरे नहीं हो रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों नहीं है, मैं क्यों पूछूं जाके उसको, मैं क्यों दिखाऊं कि मुझे काम करना है खुद पे. Like people don't want to show that I
Yes.
there is some work which needs to be done on me,
Mm.
you know so there is always a way. And people get those horse have blinkers. एक ही बात we keep thinking that okay, this is
Narrow vision,
the
see the
way
vision.
and this has to be the
Mm.
approach, but approach can be like this,
Can be this also. Yes.
yeah. So
Actually, that's the thing. Mm.
had I not done
And
that, I would have not succeeded, I feel.
I think asking is very important because if I haven't asked you for a podcast because she's a captain, she might be busy. What
Yeah,
if she say no?
yeah.
We wouldn't having this conversation. It's almost 1.5 hour plus for this
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly. If I would
Yeah,
have
so
not asked for a cabin crew job to Jet Airways, if I would have not
yes,
asked for a ground staff job,
ground staff.
like you should be willing to ask, there is always a way. That's how it
There's
is.
all. See, I learned this line from somewhere. If you want it bad enough now, you will find a way. If you
Yeah.
want that thing bad enough, you will find a way.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
that's.
So you will never say there is no way, ma'am, what should I do?
Mhm.
It's not happening. What should I do? There is a set of people who will say it's not happening, and there will be a set of people who will say, look, I will do this. Maybe it will happen now.
Yeah,
So to be on this side of the story, you have to have that mindset that there is always a way. It will happen.
there's always a way. Yes,
Yeah.
so true, man. I think on that note, I would like to end this podcast. I had a very great time talking to you, discussing about your life, how you managed those failures and turned out on a position which you are actually sitting right now. Everybody wants to be in that position. And I feel so blessed and to have actually shared this conversation. I got that opportunity.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much to you
yes,
also.
ma'am.
Sometimes not every work is for our own profit. You are doing
Mm.
something which is, gonna divinely help a lot of
Yes,
people
ma'am.
in lot of ways. Before starting this
Mm.
podcast, also I prayed that may this podcast reach whoever it is mean to reach to help them grow in life. And this work, what you're doing, it's amazing because there's no personal benefit of you doing this or me doing.
Yeah, no benefit. Yes.
And in today's time is money. So we
Time
have
is
spent
madness.
so much, you have spent so much of time and effort on this. Thank you for doing this. And
अरे वाह.
all the best to you and your podcast. May all
Yes.
maximum people benefit from it.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Same here,
Okay,
same.
all right, guys. So on that note, I will like to end this podcast, and uh, it's just that thank you, Captain Ankita, again for being in High Sky Podcast. And yeah, until then, keep on watching your favorite channel, High Sky, and I will surely make more podcast in next time, in coming time. Just keep sharing your love, and I'll keep on doing this. Okay.